Hello and welcome everyone. Today I am here to thank all of you guys, both viewers and subscribers. I truly appreciate all the support I've been getting these past months. While 200 subscribers is by no means very much in the grand scheme of things, it still is a surprisingly big number. It's very exciting as a content creator to know that hundreds of people around the world are viewing your content and hopefully actually enjoying it. So thank you everyone, thank you so much. This is a very important milestone for this channel, and I thought that a very special video was the only way to celebrate it. Now, I'll cut off all the usual stuff that everyone says at the start of their top 10 games of all time videos, like how difficult it was to choose the games, which I must admit is completely true, and this list is changing so often it will probably be different by the time this video is uploaded. Anyways, yes, I have chosen my 10 favorite games that I have ever played. Surprisingly, very few of these games are actually based on nostalgia. Most of them I've played in the past 2 or 3 years. Now, I will tell you that the honorable mentions list is a little long, as I couldn't afford to just leave out some of really great games, but with that, I thank you all once again, and let's get into the number 10 spot. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I mean, what were you guys expecting? Of course the list had to start with Zelda. But actually, Ocarina of Time is widely regarded as the best Zelda game ever, if not the best overall game in existence. As you can tell, I do really love this game. By no means is it the best game ever, but it still is really amazing. Like most games on the N64, it doesn't hold up incredibly well to today, but hey, it's a million times better than Mario 64 IMO. So yes, this game is truly incredible. It is the definitive Zelda game. There's just so much charm to love about it. The dungeons are mostly well designed, the characters are amazing and entertaining to watch, the music is iconic and absolutely slaps, and Hyrule is just a joy to explore. I mean, there's just something so, magical listening to the opening or roaming around in Hyrule Field when the sun rises. But apart from that, Ocarina of Time offers so much else as well. The story is pretty interesting, and there are some truly powerful moments in the game, like when you first walk out into the market after traveling through time. It's indescribable to see such a happy place that you were just in completely ruined. There's honestly not much else I can say about this game. It offers such a complex range of different ideas, characters, and environments, from adventure to horror. Yes, that's the freaking dead hand. While it's not the absolute masterpiece everyone else believes it to be, I must still recommend this game to everyone. So yeah, go play it. Disney Infinity. So if you've watched my top 5 Wii games, you'll know that I have a very odd love for this game. As I've said, I know it's not good. The game is pretty awfully designed and full of glitches. Even everything down to the physics and combat just isn't well made, but yet I can't help but love this game. This is really about the only pick on this list that's completely blinded by nostalgia. That I will completely admit. So yeah, despite how garbage this game really is, it does offer some fun aspects. In general, as a big fan of the things Disney has created, at least when this game first came out, they're a more debatable company now, you can play as all your favorite characters, including some very obscure ones. You can build interesting overworlds with all sorts of locations from Disney films, or go and play some racing or combat challenges. Really, playing this game just brings back memories of being a kid and messing around in the hub world with my brother. They were great times, and this game really helps bring them back. So yeah, as a whole, it's probably rather dumb that this game is in my top 10, but hey, everyone has that one game from their childhood that means just so much to them, and this is that for me. But from now on, the games will be ones you would expect to be on this list. Disney Infinity, I still really love you despite what everyone else in the world says, and hey, now I have a million of these figure things. Great. Super Mario Odyssey. Sure, Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 are probably the best Mario games, but no, not to me. Mario Odyssey is just such a joy to play. Bringing back the best sandbox designs from older 3D Mario games, this game uses those locations to their best extent. All the overworlds are full of moons to find, characters to meet, and all sorts of fun challenges and enemies to capture. Mario feels the best to move around as, essentially ever. With Cappy, he has so much more possibility with complex moves and jumps, not to forget the entire capture mechanic that Cappy adds. Who doesn't want to be a T-Rex? Seriously. I have played through this game so many times, I just love how it plays out. There's so many moments I can specifically point out that I love. Of course, the concert in New Donk City, the epic but very strange dragon boss fight, the first time you get to Bowser's Kingdom with that slapping music and design. I literally never get bored with this game, and there's literally no major flaws I can point out. As you know, I'm usually more of a Zelda guy when it comes to Nintendo games, but this was a huge exception. It was the first Mario game that truly hooked me in with its incredible design and charm. Super Mario Odyssey is a game that can appeal to everyone around the globe, offering challenges for adults and fun for younger audiences. It is really a perfect example of what a Mario game should be, and that is why it's on this list. And if it's ever going to be a thing, I cannot wait for the Mario Odyssey sequel. Of all the games on this list, Persona 5 is probably the one I have the most issues with, and that's why it's only number 7 on the list. The middle section of the game is honestly nothing more than a chore to me at this point, and I have no desire to replay it. The only thing that kept me really invested was the characters and of course the amazing style. Only a few points in the story I found really interesting, but despite all of this, the game is still my 7th favorite I've ever played. Everything about it is incredibly stylish, and even at its lows, there is still a lot to like. The supporting characters all have fun personalities that I love to explore, and I mean, this game is legitimately hilarious. It is difficult for a video game to make me laugh, but this game could actually do it. Whether it's the kinda dumb but really entertaining writing, funny dialogue options, or over-the-top voice acting, by the end of the game, you really do connect with these characters and understand them. But apart from that, the story offers some really phenomenal moments, and I loved battling in the unique palaces. Well, actually traversing them could be the unfun part. The battling system is complex and amazing. All the different personas you can collect, all sorts of items, all-out attacks, and I couldn't forget guns. I mean, just guns. I mean, what else do you want? Whether you want to go eat a hamburger or fight demons in an alternate realm, Persona 5 offers so much from a video game standpoint, and it's clear why everyone praises it so much. While I know my time with it wasn't always enjoyable, I'm sure in a few years I'll mainly remember the good moments, and that is why Persona 5 is my 7th favorite game of all time. Horizon Zero Dawn. Despite Persona 5 being the reason I bought a PS4 in the first place, Horizon Zero Dawn was really the game that showed me how incredible this console could be. Reminding me of one of my favorite games that we'll discuss in a minute, Breath of the Wild, there is so much to love here. The world is still what I would consider to be the most stunning landscape. All the various environments are beautiful and lush, full of all sorts of things to do. But of course, graphics can't make a good game. That's where the combat comes in. The combat is so satisfying and well crafted. It does stand out as the most fun I've had on my PS4. Of course, I felt the game lacked with its story and characters, but they were still great, they just could have been better. But anywhere that this game lacks, there's another part that picks up for it. All the amazing customization within the weapons and outfits, something I personally love, was incredible. The machine enemies are so unique and fun to battle, and even the human enemies let you get machine guns, so yeah, that's cool. As a whole, I don't know what else to say. If there's one game I am more hyped for than anything on the PS5, it would have to be the sequel to this one. I can't wait to see what Guerrilla Games does with it, but for now, I am completely content with the amazing game that is Horizon Zero Dawn. Minecraft. Alright, I mean, this was kind of inevitable. Being the biggest game of the decade, undoubtedly, Minecraft really does represent gaming as a whole, which is why Minecraft Steve is easily the best addition to Smash. I mean, guys, have you played with him? He's glorious. But as a game, Minecraft is still amazing. Despite how much it's changed, how its popularity has fluctuated over the years, at the core, Minecraft is still that same experience. An incredibly massive sandbox world made of blocks with infinite possibilities of structures to create. Or, if you're looking for a challenge, there's always the deep and amazing survival mode, where you can put endless hours into a single world. Minecraft is really a timeless game that can be enjoyed by everyone. It's a game that I played when I was younger and still have a blast playing today. At this point, every gamer will feel some sort of emotion when they hear any song from the soundtrack. Each one is unique and they all fit the game so well. As with many games on this list, there's not much else I can say that will do this game well. It already earns so much praise from pretty much everyone and it's very well deserved. If you somehow haven't played it yet, you must try out Minecraft. No matter your age or interests, it has a little something for everyone. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. As a franchise, The Legend of Zelda is my favorite there is, since almost all the games within it are a blast to play. And that love for the series was sparked by one game, and that is, of course, Breath of the Wild. There's honestly so much I could praise this game on from a design standpoint, but that's kind of what everyone else has done at this point. So, to me personally, Breath of the Wild just means so much. It's such an important game in my life. As of recent times, I've been feeling a little burnt out with playing video games, which was mainly due to how I restrained myself from playing what I wanted to, which has now changed. During that period though, sometimes I would just boot up Breath of the Wild and, well, do nothing really. I would just ride around the overworld, maybe defeat some enemies, take in the beautiful scenery, listen to the soothing music, that's all I would do. Most games I would get bored doing that, but Breath of the Wild is different. With hundreds of hours in the game, it's one of those few games that I truly just feel at home in. I'm not sure what else to say. Breath of the Wild is my favorite open world game and is truly one of the most imperative games I've ever played. Undertale. Alright, so everyone was expecting this. I mean, while Breath of the Wild was very important in shaping how I view games now, Undertale is the most important game I have played. If I hadn't discovered Undertale, I guarantee this channel wouldn't even exist. I would still be stuck playing online multiplayer games, probably. Not to say those are bad, they're just not my cup of tea. So yeah, Undertale was the first time I really fell in love with a game, its story, its characters, and world. That is of course why I use Mettaton as my icon. Even if Undertale is not my absolute favorite game of all time, I still have to respect it for how it changed me as a person. Apart from just gaming as a whole, it sparked my love for video game music. What's the very first song on my 300 video game music playlist? Undertale, of course. It also started an interest in indie games, which has since sort of died out, but I must admit a well-crafted indie game shows so much more effort than a AAA game. Anyways, even by itself, Undertale is still such a great game. The whole idea of flipping RPG mechanics on their head and letting you spare enemies is ingenious. Not to mention the entire game was practically created by only one person. The characters are so lovable and fun to watch. The combat is excellent, being both fun and very challenging at points. I loved playing through the game multiple times to get all sorts of different endings. I don't know, this game is just truly wonderful. If somehow you haven't played it, of all the games on this list, this is the one you absolutely must play. So yeah, Undertale is a great game and 100% deserves the number 3 spot, if not higher. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. So I love Zelda as a series, and my favorite game is undoubtedly Majora's Mask. I know that this has been discussed so many times, so I won't go on for too long. But I also could go on for ages because this game is a masterpiece. With the very limited time that Nintendo had to create it, it's incredibly impressive what they came up with. The entire game revolving around this central time mechanic and the inevitable doom that the moon brings sets up the story and theming to be dark and unlike anything else in Zelda, and that's what this game is. It stands out with its small number of dungeons but high number of side quests and fun masks to collect. I mean, some of these quests and characters are just so memorable. And then, of course, there's all the dark themes that make you truly feel accomplished when you bring happiness to someone. And this isn't even mentioning the dungeons, most of which are great. And just Majora's Mask and Skull Kid as a whole, I mean, Skull Kid and Majora's Mask are my personal favorite Zelda villains, just because of how interesting and spooky they are. I mean, all the stuff that happens in the finale, it's just incredible. While this game might not be as important as some previous ones on this list, it still means a lot to me with how incredible its world, theming, and mechanics are. I really do love Majora's Mask, but there is still one game that I like more. But before that, let's go through some honorable mentions. Mario Kart Wii and 8. These are about the only racing games I really enjoy, and they are a blast to play. Racing against friends is always fun, even if it usually ends in a fight, but hey, the tracks are cool. All the kart customization and interesting races from more than just Mario come together to create such iconic games that I'll always love to play. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. This game is a dream come true for someone like me who is freakishly interested in pirates and their history. Being a pirate feels authentic and really fun to do. I just love sailing around, listening to shanties, and hey, the whole story is really actually historically accurate and interesting, so that's a plus. Although, I now realize after playing other Assassin's Creed games that the pirate theming is about the only thing that really makes this game great. Resident Evil 2 Remake. This game kicked off my interest in the series and is still just really fun to play. It's intense and shows the PS4 at its best. Shooting zombies and other messed up bosses is both fun and scary at the same time. Overall, this is a great introduction to Resident Evil and horror games as a whole that I would highly recommend checking out. Doom 2016. I just did a review on this game and expressed how amazing the combat is. I've come to love the Doom franchise, and this is the best. Shooting demons is the most fun it's ever been, and the combat is just so well crafted and fast paced it's difficult to not have a fun time. The Last of Us Part 2. While it has major story problems, The Last of Us Part 2 is still really fun to play. It's one of those odd games I boot up every so often just to play a few encounters because of how fun they are. Possibly soon to be Nier Automata. I don't know if I said that right. Anyways, I've only played this game for about 10 hours, but so far I'm in love with the music, world, and combat. I'll have a full review eventually, but I wouldn't be surprised if this game eventually makes it into my top 10. And before number 1, here are several other games I quickly want to shout out. Plants vs. Zombies, God of War 4, Link's Awakening on Switch, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Cuphead, Smash Ultimate, and Hotline Miami. And without any further interruptions, it's finally time for the number 1 spot. A lot has changed since I first did my 5-minute review on this game. While I did give it an A+ then, I couldn't get my mind off of how incredible this game was. Not only is it my favorite game I've played, I believe it is objectively the best game I have ever played. This game is none other than The Last of Us. Technically remastered, but it sounds much less cool if I say it like that. So yeah, this game is just astonishing. It provides such an excellent mix of an incredible story with the best characters and character development I've ever seen in a video game, with brutal and super fun combat. The story is so well written. Playing through this game again and again, there's always moments that I love watching, or certain cutscenes that still blow me away with the incredible performances. And then the destroyed world is so beautiful and the most intriguing post-apocalyptic world ever, in my opinion. As a whole, this game has set a new standard for what I look for in a game. Even after playing through it multiple times, I'd gladly go back and do it again. It's just that good. Words really can't express how much The Last of Us has impacted me as a person, so I won't go on any farther. It is, as of 2020, my favorite game I have ever played, and I cannot stress enough that anyone watching should go play it or even just watch a playthrough. But that is all for today. Once again, thanks to everyone who watched for all the support my channel has been getting. Sorry about not uploading last week, it was a rather busy one. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please leave some of your thoughts down in the comments. I really love responding and reading through them. Thanks again everyone, and I hope to see you guys in another video. Bye.